last story, it would be hard to be as severe as that. But there is some racism being thrown around here. So YouTuber DeAngelo Wallace posted on Twitter saying, "Happy Thanksgiving, we're eating Turkey Tom. He thought we wouldn't be able to see his racism through the thin veil of comedy. Meanwhile, he's doing this in everyday conversation." So allow me to repeat myself from yesterday when you try.
Day. But the next day on American Thanksgiving, DeAngelo decided to drum up some more drama and posted this onto his timeline. "Happy Thanksgiving, we're eating Turkey Tom. He thought we wouldn't be able to see his racism through the thin veil of..."
The word has a racist history. Recently I've come under fire for tweets that I've made regarding another YouTuber, and I just wanted to go on camera today and say, I'm not taking any of them back.
All right. So, here's what's up. Another YouTuber who's actually a pretty cool personality, somebody that I've watched and found pretty good at doing what he does, and he's kind of hilarious, honestly, is now under fire and being in the danger of being canceled by cancel culture. Then we're going to get into Onision for just a minute, because he's telling me and you and everyone to criticize him to delete the videos. And then we're going to get into a lot of other stuff. Crazy YouTuber standing up acting like he has debunked gravity and the Earth being a globe. And he can prove it until just an hour or two later, somebody came back and fully smashed and debunked him. And we're going to look at how easy it is for someone to act like a complete idiot online and pretend like he knows more than everyone else in the world just to be embarrassed forever when the internet grabs hold of you to either cancel you, laugh at you, or consider you a ding-dong right now on UNIRock Live. Let's go. So basically, I need to explain this because honestly, I don't think that there's enough information out there. Personally, this is just my opinion. I don't think there's enough information out there to say that Turkey Tom is racist. He's had some tweets and Discord logs come out that show him using some pretty bad words. And he was 15 when he said those things. He's a little older now, and he's at the helm of a pretty big YouTube channel, 100 and some thousand subscribers. I remember when Turkey Tom might have had, what, like 10,000 or something when the Mundane Matt stuff popped off, and I've shown you some of his videos. I had no clue the dude was 15 or 16 when I showed you those videos. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but is somebody being edgy or funny, does that mean that they are really racist inside? I don't think so. But then again, do racist people use that kind of humor? I guess. And these are all the thoughts that a popular YouTuber named DeAngelo Wallace he's trying to put this in front of us. Now, the thing is, if you do a little digging on DeAngelo, quickly you find him saying that, hey, at least I gained a lot of Twitter follows out of this. Hey, at least I'm getting a lot of views on this. Hey, I posted this on my community tab so that I could get a lot of attention and a lot. He says this himself. So then I got to ask myself, is the dude just doing it for, you know, some type of woke street cred, internet street cred, or does he really mean it? What do we got? Unibucks for UNIRock in Unity. Thanks, my friend. I love you. I appreciate you. It helps so much. Thank you. So anyway, this all revolves around this guy on Univision, on my billboard. Univision. Hey, I need to call the billboard Univision. Why didn't I think of that? Thanks, Quisa. You helped me do that with that donation. If you want to support us, by the way, I don't know why I didn't think about this. Whoopsie. Oh, is that Quisa? Oh, thank you, Quisa. Yeah, if you want to support us, there's a way you can do it absolutely for free. If you like my daily shows, you like my commentary, you like my uploads, you can just click on my Amazon link in the About section before you make a purchase. It's as simple as clicking the link, buying whatever you want, and Amazon will make sure 10% of whatever you buy is donated to my show, and it really helps. It really helps. I get paid from Amazon every month or two. So please, if it's the Christmas season, you're going to order online and you want to use Amazon, all you got to do is click that link first to go to Amazon to make your purchase. Whatever you buy, anything you're buying, click my link. It'll donate for free. Doesn't cost you a thing. Now, back to DeAngelo. Sorry, I got to say things like that if I want to keep streaming every day. Also, there's a PayPal link below. Thanks for following, my friend. We are streaming on Mixer now. Check us out, mixer.com/UNIRock. Okay, I did all that. So DeAngelo, I don't know, man. Like, he's kind of a young dude, and Turkey Tom is kind of a young dude. But you know how I feel about free speech. You know how I feel about, look, if you don't have free speech, if people aren't free to make the jokes they make and say the things they make, say the things they say, then you'll never be able to make an accurate judgment of who they are and what they are so that you can choose whether to watch them or follow them. And by watching Turkey Tom's video, which I unfortunately will not play here, but you can find it easily by searching Turkey Tom, I don't think the guy's racist. Honestly, go watch it when you get a second. There's like a short little joke he made. It wasn't that funny to me, but then again, it wasn't offensive. It wasn't bad. Like, I could tell he was trying to be a little bit edgy. And when I was younger, I tried to be a little bit yet edgy here and there. You know what I'm saying? I don't try to be edgy every day. Leave me alone. Stop harassing me. That's racist, Busy. Let's get into this. That's racist, you ding-dong. So don't talk like that on my show.
Parts I care about, but the YouTuber BoBlack made a video about it where he screenshotted almost everything that was said, so you can watch that if you want to see the entire thing and how everyone reacted. It's no secret. I'm also going to be stealing his screenshots for this video because that makes my job a lot easier. This entire thing took place in 3 rounds, so here they are. This video popped up in my YouTube recommended called
Commentary. This is commentary, DeAngelo, and I'm going to be fair to you, so don't strike me.
YouTube sponsors. It's from the YouTuber Turkey Tom, and I clicked into it because it was there and I was bored. The video was
Isn't it ironic? On Thanksgiving, a YouTuber who always has been known as Turkey Tom gets roasted by this guy. Was he searching for turkey videos? Did the YouTube algorithm pull up Turkey Tom because he thought the algorithm thought that Turkey Tom was like something this dude wanted to see? I don't know. It's weird.
Mostly about YouTube sponsors, but I noticed some weird stuff in there.
Hello, and
I mean, imagine you call your YouTube channel Turkey Tom, and then you wake up on Thanksgiving to find out everyone's calling you a racist, like hundreds of thousands of people. Because that's what happened. It's a really, PSA, you're going to find out that this drama is really dumb.
and shalom, my brothers, being
Basically, I'm not going to play Turkey Tom's little video.
Tom is completely aware of how he came across because he even included this clip.
So I don't like this, DeAngelo Wallace. I don't like people judging other people's comedy in this way. Because basically, if we are going to say that comedy is sacred, free speech is sacred, and that we should be able to express ourselves how we want, I don't know why you're attacking this guy for making the joke. I mean, if you wanted to, I'm sure you could have reached out to Turkey Tom, because he's a pretty open guy. You literally just join his Discord server or send him a DM, and the dude will talk to you. And I don't know why you did. If you really wanted to find this out, you could have reached out to him and asked him to have an interview on your channel. And then what I would have done some kind of like meta interview where I tried to ask him certain questions so that I would find out if he was racist or not. How does accusing him of his joke making him racist not demean all jokes and all comedy? And this joke, dude, you're reaching if you're going to use these jokes as the basis to judge the guy. Because you don't, I hate saying it, but if we apply logic to this situation, these jokes do not equal Turkey Tom being what you're accusing him of. You see what I'm saying? Now, these jokes plus Turkey Tom saying that he hates these people or doesn't like this or doesn't like that, yes, that could. So it's just ineffective. See, this is the thing. I got to get the billboard. Too much logic, Busy. Pull out the billboard of doom real quick for me. I want to throw this logic on the billboard. So why do you object to the billboard being used? Whatever, bro. It'll help. I know this isn't a math problem, but this will help. So basically, you got Turkey Tom makes this joke. Because of that, the joke plus Turkey Tom equals that he is a bad guy, equals cancel. You know, it really seems like what you should have done was maybe get Turkey Tom in with you and, like, what could you have asked him? Like, ask him how he feels about that specific group of people, right? So actually get him to say it. You got me? Ask him if he made those jokes specifically. You know, be friendly about it. You're right, Busy. I didn't need the billboard for that. I don't care if you were right once.
Drop him.
It's
He's
only
a racist
once.
and an anti-Semite.
So I did exactly that. I went to Twitter and I pointed out the anti-Semitism.
So you are basically admitting that you saw the joke and immediately said, you know, pointed out the... So I'm going to read it. I'm not going to have him read it. I'm going to read it. This is from DeAngelo Wallace's video. And of course, I'm bringing this up right now because I want to ask you guys in my live chat, live, in real time, while showing the chat, if you think that DeAngelo was right to do this or wrong. So, DeAngelo Wallace, I'm not sorry. He said to Turkey Tom, so the YouTuber Turkey Tom threw a bunch of anti-Semitic imagery in his latest video, and it resulted in a comment section full of, you know what? Wow. If you have to rely on racism for YouTube engagement, accept that your content is shit and go F yourself. Again, I don't get how this joke led to this, right? Like, that's the first thing you do here is just try to cancel the guy. Maybe you had a bad Thanksgiving. Maybe you were angry because on Thanksgiving you were patrolling Twitter looking for someone to cancel. Maybe that could have factored in, right? Anyway, so he shares this. Tom is more blatantly anti than usual, and I'm loving it, said someone. So let's find some of these other tweets. I really don't care what he says there. So then he says, look, I get that you're either an idiot or pretending to be one, but your comment section is filling up with these bad comments for a reason. If that's the crowd you want to be associated with, go for it. But just keep in mind, sane people have zero tolerance policy for your BS. Oh, the same. Oh, no, sane or the same? Sane? Sane people have zero tolerance? Now, that's not true. Sane people do not have zero tolerance policy for edgy jokes. That would be insane, people, DeAngelo. But if you meant the same kind of people have zero tolerance policy for your BS, you could say that, but then you would be being a little bit predictive about an entire group of people, an entire religion or race of people. You would be saying that every one of them is a certain way based on a stereotype. And if we break down the thought process behind that, you would call that what? You would call that... Exactly, Busy. Thank you. The same thing that you're saying he is. You got to be careful, because when you start accusing someone of this, people are going to be looking at what you say through a microscope, and it's not hard to do the same thing to you that you're doing to Mr. Turkey here. Then Bo Blacks, he made a great video that took all the Twitter drama and put it into easy understandably like order on a video. So if you want to see this whole thing broken down, go to Bo Blacks, BOWBLAX, and you know, take a look at his video. Damn, says Bo Blacks, I thought you were pretty cool, but now you're lying about what Turkey Tom said in his video and falsely accusing him of promoting bigotry. It's pretty effed up. And he quotes, so the YouTuber Turkey Tom threw a bunch, okay, the first tweet. He quoted the first tweet. And next up, let's see. Where's it at? Here we go. Jarmo, this is a comment. I don't believe that Turkey Tom is anti. He made some jokes in the video that were edgy, but I really think the problem here is with the shitty people in the comment section that he shouldn't pander to those kind of people. But it kind of sounds like you're pandering to DeAngelo's thought process. How in the Sam hell is Turkey Tom responsible for what happens in his comment section? So if he would have made the same joke, you're telling me that same joke, but a comment section that just sat around talking about unicorns and rainbows, no one would care in this situation? No, because DeAngelo got mad from the joke. He didn't care about the comment section. The comment section was just secondary to it, right? No, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You're still basing this whole thing off of a principle, off of an original thought that doesn't add up, in my opinion. You've got to be able to argue why those jokes shouldn't be made. And I get it. If that joke was overtly, see, here's the problem. I'm just going to have to show his joke, aren't I? So let's see what the joke was. Here you go.
And shalom, my brothers, being a merchant, an accumulator of wealth, to hide away from my fellow man, and look down upon the writhing masses in shame. Is making money fun for me? I mean, maybe a little bit, but it's more fun to burn bridges with any chance of future success that I would have.
The weird Jewish stereotyping was completely out of left field. Shalom, I'm a Jew, I like money, I collect wealth, Ben Shapiro, money.
Yeah, bro, but he was joking, right? So you could make so if you make the argument that Bo Blacks is racist because of this, then by proxy you are making the argument that Dave Chappelle is all those things because of his recent special. But I didn't see a video you made calling out Dave Chappelle. You got me? Doesn't seem like you're applying that logic across the board. Also, I noticed something in a different video that I think completely exposes this guy. Completely exposes this guy, DeAngelo Wallace. I'll let you make up your mind, but I'm going to go ahead and drop this early. I don't like talking about this kind of content. But look what he says. He is asked about this. When he's asked about this question, during this whole exchange, somebody asks him this, and look at his response.
Since there's no reply to a reply function on this, what are your thoughts on iDubbbz? He's entitled to his opinion. I don't agree with it, but at the same time, there's no point in going around to trying to clip every time he said the word when he's already explained his justification for it.
Now, the difference between Turkey Tom and iDubbbz constantly calls himself an F.A. you-know-what, constantly. He constantly uses the N-word. iDubbbz constantly uses words in stereotypes, and he makes the edginess of iDubbbz is at 100. Turkey Tom would be a 5 or a 4 or even a 2, right? So what's the real difference between iDubbbz and Turkey Tom? iDubbbz has 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 million subscribers. iDubbbz is respected across the platform. iDubbbz is powerful and can make an expose video that literally completely tears down another YouTuber. And iDubbbz is like the king of YouTube. He's the content cop, right? Turkey Tom is a 16-year-old YouTuber with 100,000 subs. Do you see the difference? So once again, let me read this a little slower so it really sinks in. Since there's no reply to a reply function on this, what are your thoughts on iDubbbz? DeAngelo Wallace, the same YouTuber that is accusing Turkey Tom of all of this, says he's entitled to his opinion. I don't agree with him at the same time. There's no point going around trying to clip every time he said this word or when he's already explained his justification for it. Also, he makes good content and I watch regardless. Calling him racist would be disingenuous in my opinion. Yes, it would. But for the exact same reasons, saying that about Turkey Tom is even more disingenuous, literally to a point. So then I had to ask myself, if this is true about DeAngelo Wallace, why did he say this about Turkey Tom? Well, I could be right when it comes to he might be upset about Thanksgiving. He might be feeling some type of family pressure. Who knows? A lot of people get pissy on the holidays. A lot of people don't. But one big reason why I think he did this was just because he wanted to call somebody out, a bad mood, whatever it may be, and he looked at Turkey Tom and said, easy target, small following, right? He could get some views, gain some notoriety. Also, DeAngelo didn't seem to be doing all that. He wasn't gaining a lot of subscribers. He wasn't getting a lot of views. It seems like it did really well for him. He was bragging about the views he was getting. Now, DeAngelo, you know you did this. I don't have to pull it up because you know you did it, and you're trying to act like you're honest, and you're trying to act like you are the king of calling people out for being this and that and this. You're a good guy, right? So you're not going to lie about the fact that you celebrated the Twitter follows that you got from accusing Turkey Tom. You celebrated the views on YouTube and the subscribers that you got, okay? We're cool there. I don't have to go through the trouble of pulling it because I can and I will. All right. So, in the end, I do think it can be summed up with DeAngelo seemed to be looking for a target, and Turkey Tom seemed to be big enough to make some attention, to get some attention from targeting him, but small enough to where if there was a pushback, he wouldn't get one, right? And this is like the issue with this type of thought process. You get my drift? Trying to always label somebody for their comedy as being, forever canceled or forever bad or whatever it may be here, judging that comedy in that way. There's a lot of comedy on YouTube that you could have picked that would have made your point. Turkey Tom's didn't. Turkey Tom's was tame in comparison. And by doing that, I think it fully exposed DeAngelo Wallace. Do me a solid if you're watching this on the replay, leave your opinion in the comments section, though. And if you're in my live chat, make sure you tell me here when I go to the live chat how you feel about this. But as for right now, we're going to move on to our next story because I'm not going to be on I want to keep this show down. Last night's show, it's 3 hours. I'm going to try to keep this one to under an hour. So let's do it. I'm taking a look at the chat. If you guys have anything, make sure you drop it. I'll be looking at the chat throughout the next while. So let me know. Hook me up. That's a good picture right there. That's a good freeze frame of DeAngelo. You get me? All right. So I'm not going to go into Onision, but just for a couple minutes, I just want to update you with what he said today. Today, he asked everybody to delete all of their videos that were criticizing him. So if you did a video and it criticized Onision, he now wants you to delete them all. I find this to be another step in his fake drama. You know, he wants you to get mad. He wants you to get outraged. He's tried everything else. He's just moving down the checklist. And we know after I did my video, it shows that Onision is trying to copyright claim and take monetization from anybody out there that makes a video criticizing him. Maybe if he feels like he tells people to stop, they're just going to keep doing it. Then he can keep claiming their revenue and making his money. And if you watch the video that I put out this morning, really early this morning, like 5 a.m., you would notice that he is, quadrupled or multiplied his earnings by 10 times at least. Now, he did lose Patreon, so who knows if he's ahead or not. He's at least made up the Patreon money that he lost. And because he claimed the video that had 700,000 views, I would say he's in the plus right now. But either way, he goes, this is Onision Speaks, Plees, please. He's begging people to delete your videos. I'm just asking, could you please delete all of your videos about me, he says. Then he goes into, I just want a fresh start, and I'd like to start over. You know, it's been a mess for me. When I see people making videos about me, it makes it hard for me to heal as a person. Basically pinning him as the victim when the women that he abused and groomed are the victim. He's really trying to outrage people. He's trying to increase in my opinion, he's trying to increase the percentage of people like me right now making videos about him in the hopes that I will play a little bit of his video. Because if I hit play on a little bit of his video, you and I both know what's going to happen. He's going to take all the ad revenue, and he's going to make himself a nice big chunk of change from it, right? All those videos that he is claiming are working for Onision once he files a clip. And I don't want to work for Onision, so I'm not going to hit play. But then a little bit of strangeness happens. He starts coughing. Like Ethan Klein. You ever watch H3H3 Productions? He does that thing. It's really funny when Ethan does it. And then he rips his shirt off, and then the strangest thing happens. After he puts his hand up to his mouth, he starts to spit blood on the ground. Yes, that's right. He put a blood capsule in his mouth, popped it, and is now pretending to cough up blood. Some people are saying that he's trying to build an insanity defense. Really, though? I think he's just trying to hit every little thing that he thinks will increase the likelihood for him to claim videos to make ad money, because he likes that cash. He doesn't want to see his money go away. Now, there are some rumors going around on the back end of YouTube, right? On these little communities that I hang out with, the guys that we go around and like try to research demonetization and help people that lose their partnership and stuff like that. There's some rumblings going on that not only is the FBI looking into Onision, but that YouTube is actually thinking about pulling the trigger on deleting him. Now, this could be just complete malarkey, and that's why I'm doing it in the middle of a live stream, and I have no sources for this, but I've heard it from multiple people. So either somebody's out there spreading this purposely to kind of mislead people, or somebody did hear this from somebody at YouTube, that it's being talked about behind the scenes right now. YouTube isn't just blind to this. They are actually talking about it. Are they going to respect free speech in this? I think so. They will wait until there is either a conviction or the FBI has some type of really, massive evidence on him. That's my opinion, but who knows? Take it as you will. Don't take it as a positive claim, but definitely people are saying that YouTube is about to step in. Now, that could be coming off of a rumor that's going around a little deeper in YouTube, and it's going around conspiracy circles. I think it was started by Owen Benjamin. No, I'm not saying that Owen Benjamin's rumor has anything to do with Onision's rumor, but it's a little ironic because here's the rumor about Owen Benjamin. O-Binge is saying this for a fact. It's been repeated on like 6 different channels, and there's actually videos out there that are titled it off of a clip where O-Binge says he's been approached by people that work at YouTube that are telling him that his channel is going to be deleted on December 10th. I don't think that O-Binge is going to have his channel deleted on December 10th. But due to O-Binge saying this, I literally witnessed with my own eyes O-Binge say this. Then several conspiracy channels say that there is a purge coming. It went from Owen Benjamin to these other people saying a purge is coming with no evidence, nothing. And then it started to, from what I've seen, bounce around YouTube. And now the rumor has left conspiracy circles and is moving out towards other circles. There are other people that aren't really stuck in the conspiracy drivel that are saying that, yes, there is a purge coming on YouTube on December 10th. I don't know how they're so specific. I don't even know how would YouTube even know? And if YouTube was going to pull the plug on some channels and they'd made that decision, why aren't the channels down? YouTube's not just going to sit and wait and say, hey, you want to delete O-Binge? Yeah, what's a good day for that? Let's do December 10th. Does that sound good? Sure, John. December 10th sounds fine. That's not how it works at YouTube. I think once they decide to pull the plug on O-Binge, they're going to call down to the, someone who can do it and, hey, pull the plug on Owen Benjamin. Okay, beep, he's gone. So I don't know. I think maybe this is just one of these guys. Like Owen Benjamin thought he'd have a lot more views after he went. And for those of you that don't know, Owen is the failed actor who, after a year of losing his mind on YouTube, started to join different conspiracy communities to try to drive up viewership and donations. And he eventually landed in the Flat Earth community at a Flat Earth convention, doing comedy at a Flat Earth convention. Anyway, long story short, I think Owen made this up to drum up views, and people started to parrot it. But could they have some type of truth behind them saying this Great Purge is coming on December 10th? Maybe. You never know, I suppose, right? You never know. All right, let's move on. So, I don't know. I got two clips that I want to show you. I don't know which one to do first. I don't know which one to do second. Let's see here. I got a clip where a crazy YouTube ding-dong is yelling at somebody else about science and about him being smarter than the other person, Nathan Oakley. And then I've got Blue Marble Science doing a great debunk video that smashes the guy he's debunking, Sleepy. I'm not sure, but let's go ahead. Let's just start here. Why not?
Hi. Chocolate Saying, The One, Sleeping Warrior, Righteous Force, Paul Hall, Flatsoid, Arwin, and I believe 10th Man. Very good to have you all. One and all. Hello, hello.
There's any evidence of code?
Here it comes.
No, it's been presented.
Here it
Give
is.
a crap. We're asking for it to be presented now. Either present it or shut up.
He's getting triggered
ships
already.
Go over the curve. Ships go over the curve of the horizon. Sunsets.
Horizon is a not actual location. We've covered this with you, Brenda. So did you just ignore all of the rebuttals when you presented this last time?
You making claims doesn't make things true.
Sorry, the horizon is a not actual location. Do you believe that the horizon, this position you believe the boat's going over, a reified edge of your sphere, is an actual location? Because you can't reach the horizon. It's not an actual location.
Just because you can't reach it doesn't mean it's actual. Or
It
not
isn't
actual. The horizon is a real.
They've just said just because you can't reach it doesn't make it not actual. Yeah, it's not actual. It's not real. The fact that you're about to reify your sphere edge into that position, which is precisely what you claimed, what, 4 days ago?
Get ready. Here it comes.
And you've ignored every word we've said. Every single word.
Busy's crack pipe just donated to Busy for Busy's party fund, if you know what I mean. We know you know Busy. He's asking the audience. Thanks, Busy's crack pipe. Appreciate the donation, my friend.
Horizon is a circle centered on the observer, right? That describes the edge of the sphere.
Yeah, that's your reification fallacy. You've literally parroted the exact same claims you made last time you were here. So that is your automatic assumption that...
I don't think it's an assumption. You can walk over to it and you can see what you were looking at and you can know it. That's not assuming it.
The arbitrary position where the sky appears to meet the ground is actually your reified edge of a sphere you're presupposing in this example now. Because you're saying it's the leading edge of a sphere. Reification.
Yeah, that
begging
point,
the question.
That point.
So what I want you to think about when you hear the rest of this exchange is this a debate or is this somebody dropping some good information and another person just plugging his ears and saying fallacy, fallacy, fallacy? I think you'll be able to figure it out. But anyway, just take a listen.
That
because it gets funny.
Point is a real position on the sphere, on the globe.
Yeah, and you're
it is.
reifying the horizon into that position.
No, it's the limit that you can see on
a
any
sphere.
globe object.
Yeah, we heard last time. We pummeled it last time.
Well, technically, sir, you didn't pummel anything. In order to pummel something, you would need to debunk it. But all you did was cry at the fact that you didn't believe what they were saying last time. There's a big difference between pummeling and being pummeled. So, yeah, I guess it's all definitions and semantics, though.
Dictating that we must accept that the horizon is in fact the leading edge of a sphere is your
No, that can be easily proven. 3 videos, all made by Professor Dave Explains. Anyway.
reification fallacy, and B.
By the way, I've put out the challenge to Nathan Oakley to watch those videos live on his stream for months now. He is scared of Professor Dave. He is terrified of Professor Dave. For those of you that don't know, this is one of the most epic kind of funny things that's ever happened. The YouTuber, Professor Dave Explains, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of subscribers, put out a video showing basic science that debunks all of the flat earth nonsense. He did it in 3 videos. So what I've been doing, and a few of my friends, we go around when these guys go live that deny Professor Dave and deny the globe, and we remind them in their live chat that they are scared of those videos. They will not watch those videos because they know that those videos will wake up their audience. Of course, we've been right the entire time. They won't rebut the videos. They're very scared. Anyway.
Begging the question fallacy. These are exactly the same rebuttals you had offered to you last time. Now, you haven't, that time or this time, in any way, shape or form, acknowledged that by dictating to us that the horizon is actually the leading.
Now, we'll come back to this, because all I wanted you to hear was the way he kind of just hand waves away everything while celebrating that he's won something here. And then I want to go to this video. This video. This video. This video. No, hold up. I got it over here. I try to pretend like I'm one of them, and I keep a bunch of tabs open. This video. So some of you have seen it. I saw this video a long time ago. Flat Earther versus aerospace engineer. Victor from Brooklyn calls in to Talk Heathen, Season 2, Episode 8 of the podcast Talk Heathen. Now, the reason that this is so good, you're going to recognize this guy's voice. If you've been watching any of my stuff over the last couple days, or Team Skeptic, you're going to recognize this guy's voice. And just listen to what happens when he calls a aerospace engineer.
We could get into gravity. It's absolutely absurd. Also, how many things that gravity does magically, it does, like...
He gets laughed at, bro. Like, they never laugh. They're very serious on this show. They never just bust out laughing. It's so awesome.
A million different things. And it's all this one force that does all of these things. But if you disprove that one thing, that means that everything that you believe about the entire universe is wrong.
Well,
first of all, a new cosmology.
First of all,
now listen to how easy, how effortless, how common sense this reply is.
gravity is measurable. We have a lot of evidence that gravity exists. There are a lot of different ways that we can prove that gravity exists. In regards to the whole water conforming to a ball thing, I think the big problem that you're having is that it's really difficult to think about things in 3D because the force of gravity is due to the massiveness of an object. So
anyway, do you recognize the voice? Do you recognize the voice? Well, maybe I can remind you here with Wotan and Debbie Duran versus Reds. That's right. It's the same guy that debated Reds a long time ago, but the same guy who just debated Team Skeptic the other day. Modern day debate. This is probably the freaking best debate that's happened in the last, I don't know, few months around this whole thing. This is Team Skeptic versus Wotan. Now, if you didn't watch this, I really suggest that you go watch this video. Team Skeptic completely spanks this guy. I mean, so bad that the cognitive dissonance of Wotan, cognitive dissonance is where a world belief that you have is broken and you feel discomfort, anger, sadness, whatever, because you can't comprehend or grasp that you've just had this belief that you hold ripped away from you in such a quick instant. And it happened so much to Wotan. Just take a look. We'll play a couple of these key clips for you.
This is the passion that you guys have. Ranger.
It has nothing to do with the vacuum. It has nothing to do with the vacuum. It has nothing to do with
space is not a vacuum. That doesn't have a problem with satellites? Your entire model is wrong. Space is not a vacuum.
Do you not understand what all the fallacies you're committing just by the
your entire model? Nothing works in your universe if space is not a vacuum. You understand?
Okay, I'm going to explain it.
Well, that's weird because my computer works and it's based off of this. My phone works great and it's based off of this. I can breathe and jump and play baseball. You're wrong, ding dong. You're wrong.
One more time and very simply for you. Whether satellites exist or not does not depend on whether
George says, this was an awesome dumpster fire. George, so true, my friend. So freaking true. And yeah, it sure is him, says Sean Hawkins. It is him. Wotan is the guy in that clip that got 1.3 million views that the astrophysicist is talking to him. Now, do you remember in this debate, near the beginning, Wotan is bragging. He's bragging and he's saying, I've got a video where it got 1.3 million views where I called in to the astrophysicist and talked to the astrophysicist. And I thought it was on Wotan's channel. Why else would Wotan brag about it? It wasn't. It's on Talk Heathen. It's not his video. He lied. He said this is his video. And he was made to look like a complete idiot on this show. How do you brag about what happens here? He should be ashamed.
So, you know, I have gravity, Eric has gravity, you have gravity, but because we're such small objects, our gravity is basically negligible. It doesn't really do anything.
Well,
but when you get a lot of mass in one place...
Cavendish.
Sorry?
They say you should tell that to Cavendish because...
You should tell that to a guy who died 300 years ago, says the ding dong. I mean... This is bad, man. Like the cringiness, how embarrassing it must be that this video exists at all, just exists. But then that 1.3 million people saw it and laughed at you and thought of how stupid you were. Wow, it makes sense why he's going around trying to debate people, failing so miserably. It completely makes sense now, doesn't it?
Cavendish actually, when he did that test, which is the only test in existence to prove, quote unquote, prove that one object can attract another object by virtue of its mass alone. Victor? He was so sure that the test was so sensitive. The test was so sensitive that when he went to go take the measurements.
Victor from Brooklyn, one of the biggest ding-dongs out there to ever call into science-based shows in the last few years. It's Wotan. I almost fell out of my chair when I realized this. It's Wotan.
He took the measurements outside of the barn, 100 feet away, with a telescope, because he didn't want his own gravity to interfere with the test. So if you're saying that your gravity is so small,
Thaddeus just sent a hot cocoa sticker worth 5,000 sparks on Mixer, and Globus Schillis sent a gift worth 10,000. Dude, thank you so much, you guys. You're too kind to me.
That it'll never affect anything. You should tell it to Cavendish.
I mean, I can't speak to, I can't say I'm familiar with Cavendish, but...
And she can't speak to somebody that died 300 years ago, you freaking ding-dong.
Whenever that...
Well, you should.
I actually can. Victor.
I don't know who Cavendish is.
Yeah, Victor.
Victor.
Hello. You do know that the Cavendish experiment has been replicated by students every year at major universities.
We're not just talking about one university, Wotan. We're not talking about 2 or 3. We're talking all over the globe. People do the Cavendish experiment every year. It's probably done tens of thousands of times, but at least thousands of times per year it's done. And it would be pretty hard to say that all those thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people every year are hiding the results so that the conspiracy can continue. I mean, what's more believable, that they're all lying or that you, Wotan, are lying? Yeah. Yeah, no.
For many years. It has been replicated so many times that it's almost a rite of passage at some colleges to perform the Cavendish experiment. You do know that, right?
Okay, so let's say that this is true. Let's say that the Cavendish experiment is true. So gravity is...
Why didn't he answer his question? Why didn't he take his point in? Could there be something stopping from all of the debunks, all of the hard evidence, all of the truth sinking into Wotan? Could something be there that is stopping all of that from coming in? Globus, dude, thanks for the 5,000 over there on Mixer, bro. Appreciate it.
Hold on. So, if are we sure about that? Are you good there?
I'm just gonna play devil's advocate.
You're playing devil's advocate? Okay, so
why aren't you accepting the Cavendish experiment by now? Why do you immediately wave it away without even doing it yourself? Or take a listen at what the very smart guy says to the ding-dong and how the ding-dong then reacts. This is all being shown to you, of course, so that you make sure that you don't become a ding-dong like Wotan. Don't let yourself be this stupid. Don't call into these podcasts and talk shows. And if you do, use a voice changer and don't tell them your name. You don't want this to hang around everywhere you go for the rest of your life. When Wotan is 70 years old, sitting on a freaking porch, rocking in a rocking chair, people are going to walk by and laugh at him for this phone call.
So what I suggest before you play devil's advocate is that you go to a university and talk to somebody.
OMGZ, wouldn't that be wonderful? Wouldn't it be great if he would have done that before denying all of science? You start to realize that these guys don't know what they're talking about. It's a condition of education, and that's the issue. They don't know the reason why the Cavendish experiment is done, how it's done, why it's done, if it's real or not. They don't know why gravity works and what it means and what it does. And as you learn about this stuff, when I took physics in high school and then college, and when I learned these things, I actually started to understand it, and I got the concept. They don't know the concept. So anyone that wants to deny this stuff, I'd be a better option to deny this stuff than this ding-dong, but he's the one out there denying it publicly.
Because either one...
the experiment.
Call him a numpty numpty? A Scottish slang for idiot? A numpty? Oh, I never heard that before.
It's on YouTube. I've seen them do it.
Go to a university,
that it's some other form.
talk to somebody, and then you get to decide.
Essentially, he's saying, Billy Madison, yo ass, Wotan. You need to Billy Madison, yo ass. If you don't know what I mean by Billy Madison, you can get a hold of Owen Benjamin. He used to be in a film with Adam Sandler, and I guarantee that Owen Benjamin will tell you what it means to Billy Madison, yo ass. You need to go back to school. You need to learn everything from elementary school up to high school, and then you need to go to college. You need to get smart. You need to have a good life. Don't just hide in a basement somewhere being an incel and denying gravity because you look like a ding-dong, sir.
Decide whether or not you're wrong or the entire world is against you in some major conspiracy.
You pronounced it perfectly. Well, thanks, Apple Charlotte. I tried.
Well, before we make the appeal to popular belief, something that might help with visualizing how gravity works.
Before we make the appeal to popular belief. Okay, so you gotta freaking watch these clips. You really do. This channel is so good. Talk Heathen. Talk Heathen. I've seen these clips and put in my recommended back when they happened, but it's been so long. Going back and watching them, it's really, really awesome. This is a 20-minute clip, and I'm not going to play any more of it, but this happened back in March 10th of 2018, and it is now December of 2019, so Wotan has had a year and a half to get smarter, to go do the Cavendish experiment, to go to a college, to go talk to someone, to go sit in a library at a college somewhere and just talk to the other students and learn something. Has he gotten smarter since then? Take a listen and make up your own mind.
Whether the vacuum of space exists or not.
You sure about that?
Okay?
Really?
Yes,
Wow,
absolutely. Absolutely.
I like that.
Absolutely. Satellites do not prove or disprove the existence of space. They just prove or disprove that satellites exist. Now, if somebody submits you a picture of a satellite, what if it's a picture of the satellite with the Earth behind it? How are you going to prove that wrong, right? You're going to say, oh, well, that space doesn't exist. Well, what if I tell you it's not in space? What? I mean, there's so many different things.
Well, if
all
it's not in space,
all I'm asking you to do
it's not in space. You're not proving space is real, are you?
So how many times did he start to stutter and start to get a little bit cognitively dissonant when he gets upset about team providing logic to him? Over and over throughout the whole thing. This dumpster fire not only is a really awesome dumpster fire to laugh at and watch and revel in, so you can feel smarter than Wotan by so much of a degree, but it exercises so many of the principles that you can then learn to go around and identify the other flatty and science denier ding-dongs out there, like cognitive dissonance, like Dunning-Kruger, like this guy thinking he's smarter than every scientist. Well, that would be Dunning-Kruger, but you get me.
Listen, all I'm asking you to do is prove that anyone that is made of a claim that says, yes, this is from NASA and this is absolutely a picture of this satellite taken on this day on this space mission, and you say, here's the evidence
So
right
I
here.
just gotta be like you. I just gotta be like you and just believe everything that's told to me.
Actually, Wotan, that's what you're doing. You're believing what you're told on YouTube from Flatty Ding Dongs. It's very, very ironic, is it not? Wotan lives in a world of irony.
No, you don't. You
Because
can
it's
test it,
because
and if you
NASA's
can
admitted
prove
it.
that it's wrong, then you can tell everybody and show the proof that it's
I don't
wrong.
have
You
any to prove shit. I can just tell you you're full of shit.
Of course you
Prove
don't.
space-
I don't need to prove anything. I can just tell you that you're full of poo-poo.
You
This is a
can
vacuum.
just say, I don't
Space
believe
is a
it.
vacuum. Prove
But-
pressure in a
but
vacuum.
do you see
Next
that?
question.
But do you see
Prove
that?
pressure in a vacuum.
Next.
Oh my god.
Ding.
Next.
Dude.
Do you hear him? He starts to say ding, ding.
You're so dumb.
Ding.
So
You're
sorry.
dinging yourself
No
at this
pressure in a
point.
vacuum. Ding.
He's dinging himself. So if you don't know, Team Skeptic, whenever one of the people in his video says something stupid, he rings a dinger and goes ding every time they're an idiot. Wotan broke. Wotan's brain literally broke, and he started to ding himself.
So
Ding.
sorry.
You are dinging yourself
next
every
up.
time you say
Ding.
that.
Ding.
So sorry. Let's see.
I cannot
thanks.
wait to make this
Ding.
video. I want you to know
Ding.
something, Wotan. Every time
No
you say
pressure in a
that,
vacuum.
you're
Ding.
adding your
Ding.
count.
No pressure in a vacuum. Ding, ding. I'm now going to repeat everything that Jeranism told me. Ding, ding. I'm going to repeat everything Quantum Eraser says. Ding, ding, ding. My brain is now broken. Ding, ding, ding.
Ding. Ding.
Okay,
No pressure in a
1
vacuum.
second.
Ding.
Okay,
Ding.
let's go
No
to
pressure in a
this.
vacuum. Ding.
Wait.
Ding.
Okay,
Next question.
Now, one thing I want to go into because it's just too easy to explain. It's too easy to think about. Have you ever wondered what a vacuum is? Vacuum is just the absence of everything else. So, is this a vacuum? No, because there's air here. I can even feel it if I wave my hand around. I feel the air. If you waved your hand around in a vacuum, you wouldn't feel anything. So, what is a vacuum? Well, if you were to fly out up and out of the Earth's atmosphere, you would be in space once you pass the Kármán line. That's a vacuum. Very, very, very little, like up to like 10 or less particles. I think there's a number, 100, 1,000, 10,000 or less particles. I don't know. But at that point, you could call it a vacuum. Now, Wotan seems to think that in order to prove that the globe is real, you have to show that you can have air pressure in a vacuum. Team keeps telling Wotan that makes no sense. For one, it doesn't disprove the globe or the flat earth. Two, it doesn't do anything because it's not even a thing. You see, what happens when I pull up the billboard of doom, which is this billboard. It's a really expensive billboard. See, it's just magic. It's Wotan, this billboard is magic. You may not know this, Wotan, and I know you'll never understand it, but this billboard is actually made out of a bunch of zeros and ones ordered into a program. It's magic. It's magic. Anyway, okay, so let's take this square. Now, this square represents just a tiny piece of space up above the atmosphere. And Wotan says, prove that you can have gas pressure without a container. Well, Team proved that. Team shows where carbon dioxide will roll down a hill in certain parts of either China or Russia, I forget, and it'll literally kill cows, it'll kill human beings, it'll kill entire areas of breathing creatures because the carbon dioxide, prevents them from breathing. And it shows that there are pressures of air, the carbon dioxide, that are existing without a container. All of a sudden, though, he says, no, you got to do it in empty space in a vacuum. He downgrades. He moves the goalpost. And every time Team comes back and says, okay, I can prove that, he moves the goalpost. Now prove it without Prove it without it being there. Okay, here it is. Here's another example. Okay, prove it in a vacuum of space. Prove that if you put air in a vacuum of space that there will be pressure. And teams like, what happens when you put air into a vacuum? It ceases to be a vacuum. The calling this like empty space a vacuum is just saying there's nothing there. You get what I'm saying? So it's either a vacuum or it is not a vacuum. Either it has nothing in it or it has pressure. One or the other. You can't have both logically. And Wotan spends 3 hours yelling. It was 4 hours? I thought it was 3. 3 hours and 40 minutes. Yelling at Team Skeptic, trying to tell him that unless he proves this, the globe is debunked. And Cypher, my dude, thank you. Please consider donating on PayPal, though, because it would help immensely. But thank you for the Mixer bucks. They help a lot.
The numbers getting higher.
The Athens.
Don't pressure the vacuum, ding. Keep talking.
Thanks for your super chat from the Athens 619. He said, no video of the ISS construction, therefore it's fake. No video.
There are videos of the ISS construction. I'm going to find some. I actually, the other day, found a video where they took modules up to the ISS and had video of this. And they had videos of them installing it and everything. So, yeah, that's completely wrong. There are videos of the ISS being built, formed, and filmed.
Video of this sarcophagus that covers the plant at Chernobyl, therefore it never happened. I think there's...
But, of course, they were trying to shit on Wotan anyway.
It's a false analogy.
Gotcha. Thank you, alkyl dimethyl benzyl ammonium chloride, for your super chat. They said, can you imagine the sheer number of people required to sustain the quote-unquote conspiracy for 60 years straight, not one of them spilling the beans? Not likely.
That's just that stupid argument. If everybody, you have a religion,
you know the difference.
You have a religion. You have a religion.
Gotcha.
You have a religion.
Okay,
you
well,
have a religion.
looks like
you have a religion.
Wotan.
You have a religion.
Wotan. So, Wotan, you're a character. I know now why your appearances on the night.
You know now why you were told not to have him on, because he is so dumb that he doesn't even basically, like in a basic way, barely even understand any high school, middle school, or even elementary school science. It's awesome, though, to see this. It makes you feel so smart when you hear Wotan talk.
Non sequitur show where
I do have a point to this, by the way, so keep watching.
Why you Kyle and Steve enjoyed you.
You wanna bring pull up my screen real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. So this right here is something called the Casimir effect, Wotan. Okay? Are you familiar with this?
Listen to what he says this is. It is hilarious.
Nope, I'm an idiot.
All right. Good. At least I get to teach you about something today.
Cool,
about the
wow.
vacuum of space. Okay?
Cool.
So the vacuum of space has what's called virtual particles. It is an amount of energy that is present inside of every point in space. Okay? Even the ones right in front of your face, at the tip of your nose, all this is still going on. There are particles that are coming in and out of existence this fucking fast, okay? But you know what? The fact that those particles exist create a pressure because there's energy inside of that unit of area, all right? Now, when you're doing this, what they said is they said, okay, well, let's put these two plates so close together that we can eliminate some of the wavelengths of these virtual particles so that there's less virtual particles between the two plates than there are outside of the two plates. Now, this was all theoretical at first, okay? Nobody really knew whether this was going to be true because they were trying to understand what the energy, the vacuum energy is where, including in...
Give a chance to respond.
Bowl of spaghetti
no. Are you care? Did you listen to what I said? Nobody really knew whether this was going to be true because they were...
This is so good, bro.
trying to understand what the energy, the vacuum energy of space was. So when they did this and they ran the experiment, they noticed that the two plates started to be pushed together from the outside. There was nothing there to push the plates other than.
Do you think that Wotan says, oh my God, I finally get it. I've been an idiot my whole life. I'm going to change. I'm going to be smart. I'm going to study. I'm going to learn. I'm going to go to school. That's what he said, right?
Then these theorized virtual particles. And because the space between the two plates was so fucking small that there were some wavelengths that just could not go in there. So there were wavelengths outside of the plate that were not on the inside of the plate, meaning more energy on the outside of the plates than on the inside, meaning the difference in pressure caused them to push the plates together. This is what
that shows that even in space, there are circumstances where you'll have pressure. Wow, that completely debunks all that flatty garbage.
But this is why we say.
Now, either Wotan's going to admit he's wrong or he's going to experience massive levels of cognitive dissonance.
Say there's no true vacuum in space. Whether you want to say it or not, whether you want to go, oh, well, the vacuum, the pure vacuum of space. No, there's no such thing.
Moderate says some of this stuff is simple 12th grade science. Vacuum should not be a mystery to anyone, really. Unless they dropped out, skipped class, or slept through it. Yeah, it should be. They should know this.
This exists everywhere.
And any of us, we look at it and we're like, this seems familiar, but I don't remember it. So then we just go read something for a second and we're like, oh yeah, this is good. I got this. Wotan, on the other hand, immediately runs away screaming, the globe's debunked. I don't understand it. It's debunked.
Okay, so demonstrate that pressure can exist in a vacuum.
This is
next question.
I just showed you. What the fuck are you talking about? Did you even listen to what?
What is that? I can't even make that noise. I can't even make that sound. I can't do it. I can't even do it myself. You can't do it either. Stop trying it. You're not doing
what
it.
I'm saying. Did you even listen to what I said? That's fine. I don't care. Did you listen to what I said?
Next.
Did you listen to what I said?
Do you have evidence of pressure in a vacuum?
I just showed you.
He just showed it to you, Wotan. He just proved it to you, Wotan. You can go do this and read this and study this for yourself and see that you're wrong, Wotan.
Yes.
A bowl of hair, a bowl of spaghetti, a bowl of angel.
A bowl of spaghetti?
Spaghetti. Wow, nice. Next question.
Oh my God, bro.
No, really?
So okay. So you're just saying that everybody who's ever done a Casimir experiment, they're just.
That looks like just like a bowl of spaghetti.
No. Are you telling me that? No.
This
it's
is
a graphical
gas pressure in a vacuum.
representation.
Wow, that's cool.
Listen, it's a graphical representation of an experiment that they run.
A graphical representation.
Are you denying that this
Hold on 1 second.
You just said a graphical representation,
wait,
so this is not real.
Wotan, we want to give Team Skeptic a chance to respond.
All right. So
but Wotan, you didn't debunk him. You didn't prove that he's wrong. Oh, a true skeptic would go and prove it. You wouldn't just say he's wrong. You would have to not be a skeptic if you were to say that he's wrong.
Just because the graphical representation isn't real doesn't mean that the Casimir effect isn't real. Can you prove that the Casimir effect is wrong?
Can you prove pressure in a vacuum?
He just did. He just did to every normal person in the world. Just showed it. It's easy. It's simple to understand. A freaking 12-year-old could understand this.
Yeah, I just told you the Casimir effect.
No, you didn't prove pressure in a vacuum. Do you have a scientific experiment to prove pressure in a vacuum, please?
Yes, the thing he just showed you. For God's sakes.
Wow. I just showed you a scientific.
You're just showing me a fucking bowl of fucking hair. That's what you're showing me, I guess. Show me a scientific.
Okay, so have I demonstrated my own bit of evidence towards my own hypothesis that the reason why these guys believe what they do is because they willingly and knowingly choose to not learn, to not educate themselves, right? Okay, you got that yet? Now, I'm going to do a video that takes parts of that debate and shows you the other phone calls that Wotan made to demonstrate to you how much of a ding-dong Wotan is. Because I'm going to be submitting Wotan as my DFOTY submission for 2019. I was just streaming on Red's Rhetoric stream for Dumb Fuck of the Year awards of 2019. I talked to Reds. He's allowing me to submit a video, And I'm putting, Team Skeptic wanted me to push for JM Truth, and I wanted to. I did. But when I talked to JM Truth myself, I realized JM may be a little uneducated in all these different things, right? But he's nothing like this guy. And then I went and realized that Wotan was the guy that called these guys. And I said, okay, that's it. No way. If I put JM Truth, sorry, team's going to be mad at me. All of you guys that watch Team Skeptic, you're going to have to help me out. He's going to be mad at me for a few days. You guys are going to have to buddy up the team and try to be like, don't be mad at UNIRock. He had to do this. Wotan's really dumb. It's not Uni's fault. It's Wotan's fault. Okay, you got to help me out here, guys. Those of you that like team. I mean it, damn it, because he's going to be pissed. But I can't keep knowingly and willingly pushing for JM Truth when I know that Wotan is more of a dumb fuck than JM Truth. I would be being disingenuous like them if I did it. But yes, it's a function of them being willingly stupid because they want to accept the comfortableness of this stupid conspiracy theory that they believe. The only way they can do it is to stop educating themselves. You are smarter than that. If you're watching my show, you are smarter than this guy. You are smarter than these flatty deniers. I know you are just by reading what you say in my live chat. Okay? You're smarter than everyone who has ever been on Nathan Oakley's side in the Flat Earth debate. Do not let yourself buy into their conspiracy theory. The most basic scientific knowledge makes you a genius compared to Wotan, Nathan Oakley, and Sleeping Warrior.
Edge of the sphere. That's your reification of your sphere model for Earth into the horizon. And also, your example starts with Earth being a sphere. You're saying it's the leading edge of a sphere because that...
No, it doesn't. It does not start there, sorry.
That's what Earth is according to you. That's a begging the question fallacy. So, same as last time.
No, you can't argue fallacies and semantics when you are doing science. Sorry, Oakley.
You've given us a begging the question fallacy and a reification fallacy. In fact, same as last time.
The Talk Heathen clip isn't from 2019? Oh, you're right. Damn it. Oh, who was that? Mark, thank you, my dude. I will find another. I will find a phone call he made in 2019. I will.
Two reification fallacies. Because you've also reified that leading edge of the sphere, reification fallacy times 1, into the horizon, reification fallacy times 2, a not actual location that you're telling us is a physical position, the edge of a sphere. No, it isn't. So 3 fallacies, same as last time.
We're not arguing semantics. We are trying to either prove or disprove scientific concepts. Take your semantics and head up the flat river, Oakley.
Exactly the same.
Well, number one, spheres don't have edges. And they don't have leading edges.
What sphere are you talking about, Brenda?
Those are words.
What sphere? Yeah, good point, Chocolate. What sphere? The one that you're going to reify Earth into being, or this one that you're holding in your hand describing?
If spheres don't have an edge, what edge would you think that we are on?
For any sphere, for an observer on the sphere.
Yeah, you keep reifying your Earth sphere. You keep talking about spheres.
You're interrupting her before she finishes. That's not a debate. They don't allow that in debates. So this just must be the gish gosh.
Yeah, you haven't addressed the fact that I've pointed out this is begging the question. Now you're going to babble on about bloody spheres. Yeah, when Chocolate said what sphere, yeah, do you appreciate that the horizon, a not actual location, an apparent position where the...
And then all of a sudden, in the corner, the smartest person in the live chat speaks up and says, at Nathan Oakley 1980. So surely you can't base any explanation based on a flat earth, as that is also a reification fallacy. That is one hell of a comment. Great job, unknown person.
The sky appears to meet the ground is not the leading edge of a reified sphere you keep talking about. That's called a... That is.
Let's go, YouTube. Come on, this is a show, YouTube. Go, 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 YouTube.
It's going over a sphere, Earth, horizon. Then you're just here to chit chat. You're not addressing it this time, and undoubtedly the next words out of your mouth doesn't affect relationships.
The spherical.
No, it hasn't. There's no scientific validity to the.
Well, can I just point out that she tried to talk. He muted her before she even said anything and then answered her. Can I point that out?
Sphere model. 0. You won't offer up a single experiment in regards to that sphere model. None. There isn't any.
Oh, yeah, the Euripides experiment. Yeah.
What was the Euripides experiment?
What? Which was it? What? How do you pronounce his name? Anyway.
Oh my god.
You don't even know your argument you're about to forward?
It's okay if people misspeak. That's okay. It's okay if you do it. It's okay.
But Brenda, why don't you take 5 minutes, go have a coffee or something?
What experiment are you talking about?
The sticks and the well.
That presupposes Earth's sphericity. It makes it plain in every example, even on Wiki, that the assumption of Earth being a sphere is part of the premise for that measurement.
Yeah, that's how science works.
What, assuming that you're on a fucking sphere? No, it doesn't. That's called begging the question. That's made... So you're going to ignore it and say, that's perfectly acceptable, that's science? I've asked for a scientific experiment. You've offered Aristophanes as an experiment. It's not. It's a measurement that assumes sphericity. He also begged the question. This is not an experiment. You're wrong. Your model's not based on experiment. This is not an experiment. It has no independent variable. It has no dependent...
Guys, thank you for watching. I'm UNIRock. Do you want to help out my show? If you're shopping in the next month, anytime really, click the Amazon link online. Click the Amazon link in the description. If you click it and then buy whatever you're buying on Amazon, it will donate 10% of that to the show. Consider a PayPal donation, www.paypal.me/UNIRock, or you could donate on Patreon, PayPal, however it works. If you like our show, though, and you don't want to donate, just hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe, leave comments, all that good stuff, and be looking out because I got some bangers videos that I'm going to drop for you. I don't even want to tell you about them. They're too much to talk about. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching. And if you are Wotan, I have a challenge for you. Billy Madison, yo ass, Wotan. Billy Madison, yo ass. I'll be back. Hit it. Billy Madison, yo ass, Wotan. Billy Madison, yo ass. Do you know a flat earther? Do you know a science denier? What about a conspiracy theorist ding-dong? Look them dead in the face or type in the live chat, Billy Madison, yo ass, Flatty! Billy Madison, yo ass! It will help them get better. See you in the after show on Mixer at UNIRock or DLive at UNIRocktv. www.paypal.me/UNIRock. I'll be back tomorrow. Keep an eye out for the upload. Let's go. Billy Madison, yo ass!